Hi there, I'm Mrs. Horstman, and I'm going to be your child's teacher this year. It's very nice to meet you all, even though it's virtual. So, here's just a little bit of information that will help you to get through fourth grade. So, first of all, I've been teaching. This is my 19th year teaching. I have my regular BA, and then I have a master's degree in educational administration. I've taught sixth grade, seventh grade, and fourth grade. I've been married for 20 years, and I have three wonderful kids, and I recently became a grandma. Over the last couple of days, our class has been talking about what we can do to be great listeners, what we could do to be successful in class. And so we came up with the term sunflowers because that's our theme this year. And the kids worked together and came up with some ideas for each letter. So, for example, S was they had study each night. I can't even remember right now. But they had four or five of them, and then they got to vote on this thing called Mentimeter. And then whichever one was the one that most people chose is the one we went with. So as you can see, we have study each night, use your imagination, never give up, finish your work on time, listen carefully, optimistic about online learning, work hard, explore your imagination, and respect each other. And they came up with these themselves. So I was really proud of them. We also talked about our Google Meet expectations. We would like to be on time, so we want the kids to wake up early. We want them to have a good breakfast. We're going to ask them to be prepared. So a lot of students are doing their work, and it's not a very quiet location. There's a lot of talking or a lot of things going on around them, and they get distracted. I had two kids today tell me that they needed me to repeat what I said because they couldn't hear. So if they can be in a quiet location, that would be the best. When they come online, they're going to mute themselves and they're going to stay muted unless I ask a question or they're answering something for me. Most of the time, they are putting their answers, they're raising their hand or they're putting their answers in the chat. Be presentable. I want them to be wearing appropriate clothing, so I don't want, this jammies every day, even though it's comfortable to be in at home. And I would like their cameras to be on so that I can see them and I know they're working. There were a couple of students who got distracted today, and I was able to see that and get them back on task. Chat responsibly. This is a big one with our class. The kids are asked to raise their hand to speak, and that they can type in the chat box, but it's for questions. And even after I've explained that many times, there are still some students who are typing things in the chat room that have nothing to do with what we're talking about. Food, pets, what they're going to do, video games. So if they need to be chatting responsibly, because if they chat too much, then I don't see the questions that are being asked. And then the last one is to participate. I want the kids to feel comfortable. After a while, they're going to feel more comfortable of unmuting themselves and asking a question. So it'll just take some time. Here's our daily schedule. We're going to, in the morning from 7:40, when we normally would start school, till about 8 o'clock, kids go on the website and check in. There's a little check-in form. And then on Google Classroom is their morning mindset. And it's just like a little video. This week's about growth mindset. It's a little video and some questions. And then we will meet at 8 o'clock to be synchronous, meeting together. And it'll go from 8:30. Sometimes I'll go past that till 9 o'clock, sometimes 8:45. That's why from 8:30 to 9:30 it says synchronous or asynchronous. It could be all together, it could be small groups, or I might send them off to do their independent work. From 9:30 to 10, students will be doing their math. And again, it's asynchronous, so they're by themselves, they're independently working. And then from 10 to 11 will either be synchronous, most likely synchronous the whole time. Sometimes it'll go off asynchronous. Lunch every day will be at 11 o'clock. And then at 12 o'clock, we will meet for a read aloud. The read aloud would last anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. And we'll talk about what the assignments are for the rest of the day. Most of the time, I'm going to start talking to them about their social studies and science and do some lessons with them. Kids have a chance to ask office hours at the end of the day, so do you. So from 1:30 to 2:04 is office hours. Please email me, send me any kind of message, talk to me on Dojo, whatever it is, and I'll be sure to get back to you. As we were talking about synchronous and asynchronous, the difference is here. This is also on the website, so you can find this on the website. Synchronous just means that students interact with a live teacher and their other peers, whereas asynchronous means they're learning independently. Synchronous means their learning is scheduled with a start and end time. I might say, okay, from 8:30 to 9:30, you're doing online with me. But asynchronous is available anytime. They could be doing it anytime, anywhere. Synchronous is immediate feedback from others, so I can answer questions, I could talk to them, I can tell them if it's right or wrong, whereas asynchronous students can pace themselves. Here is our website for your ability to get on. So please make sure you can get on there. There is a student portal and a parent portal for you. And there are some links in there for you to, if you need to talk to the counselor, if you need to visit the website, or our school website, or our district website. The kids' schedule is on there, a to-do list, etc. And I'm going to show that to you too. And actually, I'm going to click on it and go to the website. So this is what the website will look like when you get to it. And so there's the student and parent portals. Here's an email button, so it's easy to email me. Down here, if you haven't filled out the parent information, please do so. Here's their daily schedule again. This calendar explains what assignments are going to be due on which days. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're given on that day, but for example, this one says Thursday, but it's a Saturday, so it was given on Thursday, but it's due on Saturday. And then here's that synchronous, asynchronous. And then if you go back up to student portal, you have all of these buttons. They can go straight to Google Classroom. This will take them right to their Google Classroom. This takes them to the check-in. So it'll look like this, okay? And it's the same one every day. This button right here will take them to their weekly lessons. All the dates are here. So for example, here's this week. If you click on it, you get your to-do list for each day this week. Okay. And then go back to student portal. Here's your schedule again. Okay, so just another place to have the schedule. Here's those expectations that I showed you. This is when Clever is up and running, kids will be able to go to Clever straight here. Aries student portal, being able to log into Aries to see their grades. And then here's information for the counselor. And then if you go to parent portal, here's the back to school slideshow that I've been showing you. Class Dojo, a way to contact me, a way to see how the kids' behavior is. The websites, and then the schedule again, Aries, and counselor. And then down here, I do have supplies, and I will be adding helpful learning links as we go. The next slide is Google Classroom. So everything they do is in Google Classroom. Most things will be on the website as well, but it's very important that they are able to get into Google Classroom. All assignments are going to be arranged by day, date, color, and emoji, and so it looks kind of like this. So you'll notice the red hearts stand for Monday, the orange hearts stand for Tuesday. Notice those kind of went in between these, and I'm not sure why. There will be yellow for Wednesday, green for Thursday, blue for Friday. There's also little emojis to tell them what subject it is. So the ruler is for math. The clock just means like morning stuff. The globe means social studies. There's a microscope for science. There's books for language arts. So that's there. Here's another view of it. Okay, they will need to click on classwork at the top to see it. Stream is great. Stream is the place where I put all the announcements for the students. Here is that to-do list I was telling you about. So for example, today is Tuesday, so they should have a check-in, a morning mindset done. They should have read, they only needed to read chapters 4 and 5, so I need to change this. They only needed to read chapters 4, but they needed to take a quiz today. And then they worked on their math grid. They had to do a variety of maps, digital citizenship, and checkout. Attendance. Our attendance is based on their synchronous meets. So if they are at any of the synchronous meets during the day, they will be marked here. If they are not here, they'll be marked absent. And if they are late, they will be marked tardy. Here's kind of just a brief idea of what we're going to be doing in our different academic classes. So in ELA, we're going to be using Raz-Kids and Wonders, and this is what we'll be learning. And we're going to do some writing this year. In math, we're going to be using Eureka and Zern, Dreambox, MobyMax. And in science, we're going to learn all about California. Energy and the animals and plants here. We're going to talk about missions. We're going to talk about how California came to be. We're also going to be doing something called an iReady diagnostic test. iReady is a program we're going to be using so that we can get the kids up to speed from last year. We know that we all stopped in March, and so not everyone finished their third grade standards. And so this is a way for me to see where they are at and what I need to start teaching. Instead of going straight into fourth grade standards, I would like to make sure that I've covered all the third grade standards that they don't know. When they're doing it, because they'll be doing it from home, there's a parent pledge. You're promising not to help your student, and you're going to make sure they find a quiet spot. So later you can go to this. I'm going to send you this PowerPoint or slideshow, and you can watch the video from iReady, and you can look at this pledge. A lot of questions have come up about homework. Homework is anything that we do in class that's not done, or any of their independent work. It should take no more than 45 to 60 minutes per night, and that's including reading. Okay, so math practice, Dreambox, Zern. If we go on those programs, then you'll be on there for a little while. Reading your AR book, 25 to 30 minutes. That's half of the time right there. And then science and social studies projects. We will have 2 report cards and 2 progress reports this year. Our report cards, our progress reports are all about successful learning habits and how they're making progress. And then the report cards, one per semester, kind of focuses on academic achievement and the grading scale. I'm going to base our grades on participation, assignments, projects, quizzes, and assessments. There's no specific percentages yet, but those are the categories that we're going to focus on. Some suggested student supplies. 2 spiral notebooks. Now, they don't have to be spiral. You can actually take binder paper and put them together. That is up to you, but they are cheap right now at the stores if you choose to go and get some. I want to keep them, the ELA one and the math one, separate so that when we're doing things, they can know that they can find where to find their notebooks. Sharpened pencils is a must, of course. Crayons, markers, or colored pencils, something to color with, because there's going to be times where we're going to do art or we're going to color in a picture, and I'm just going to stay online with them while we do that. They will be receiving a whiteboard of some sort from the school with a whiteboard marker, but it would be very good to get them more whiteboard markers or dry erase markers and something to erase with. You could use just a rag. You can use, I have a little sock. So it's up to you, whatever you want to use, but I would suggest getting more markers. I believe the school is giving you guys scissors. I don't know about glue sticks, but it would be something you might want to have. We're not doing as much gluing because we're not in person right now. Headphones, sometimes, especially if when we were talking about a quiet area, sometimes it's good to have headphones on so that if it's loud or if there's somebody talking, the kids don't get distracted. And then a pencil pouch to hold everything. If you want to talk to me, you can please email me. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And also, please join Class Dojo. Some of you joined, and when the name came up, the name was incorrect. So please try it again. Just go to Class Dojo and sign up as a parent and search by my name. Okay, and that's about it. So I'm going to end this video, and then I'll open it up to any questions that you guys have. Okay, have a good night.